Okay, so what if every late night you've spent at the office, every single project you've managed, what if that wasn't just in your past, but was actually an investment in your future? Today, we're going to look at a pretty cool system designed to do exactly that, to treat your professional experience not as history, but as a real, valuable asset you can actually invest.
So let's just start with that big question. What if all that hard-won knowledge, every team you've led, every single challenge you've overcome, what if you could treat it like money in a bank, a real asset you could grow and then, cash in for your future?
In this quote, man, it just nails the problem, doesn't it? It's a feeling a lot of us know. You've got the skills, you're doing the actual work, but when you look at your resume, it just feels like your growth has completely stalled out.
So yeah, that brings us right to our first section here, this super frustrating gap between what you know you can do and what you can actually prove with a piece of paper.
And this is a story so many people can tell. You're watching other people get the promotions, land the big global roles, and it's not always because they know more, but because they have the right letters after their name. It just feels like all those years of practical, on-the-ground knowledge are just trapped, unrecognized, because there's no fancy certificate to prove it.
So how do we fix this? Let's switch gears and think about this in a totally different way. I want you to imagine that your career is a bank, and every single bit of experience you gain is a deposit. This is where we introduce a new idea: intellectual currency. The official currency in this career bank is something called the CPD hour. CPD stands for Continuous Professional Development. Now, here's the key thing to get about these CPD hours. They're not just for new training courses. It's a unit of value you can earn from your past on-the-job experience too.
And this right here, this phrase really gets to the heart of it. We have to stop thinking of our resume as just a history of stuff we've done. Instead, think of it like a high-yield savings account, a powerful resource that can actually fund your biggest ambitions.
Okay, so the big idea is cool, but how does it actually work? This next part is all about the nuts and bolts, how you take all that real-world experience and literally turn it into currency. And the process is actually incredibly straightforward. It's a really simple three-step cycle. First, you deposit your stuff. Upload your resume, any past certificates. Second, your experience gets audited and translated into a concrete number of CPD points. And third, you invest those points toward brand new, globally recognized credentials. Easy.
And here's the best part. It's not some mystery. The whole thing is transparent. This table is basically the exchange rate. 1 hour of training, that's 1 CPD point. A year of relevant work experience gets you 5 foundational points. And look at that multiplier. If your training is in a hot area like sustainability, it's worth even more. All of a sudden, your past has a clear, quantifiable value.
All right, now let's zoom out a little bit and see how this system builds into something much bigger. Because this isn't just about you as an individual. It's designed to be a win-win ecosystem, creating this kind of regenerative cycle of professional wealth for everyone.
Just look at how this works for everybody involved. For you, the participant, those old certificates in your drawer are no longer dead assets. They become capital you can use to self-fund your own upskilling. And for training providers, they get instant access to a market of professionals who already have currency to spend. It even helps them find people for their bigger, face-to-face sessions.
But what if you don't just want to be a depositor? What if you want the keys to the bank itself? Well, the system also has this opportunity for people like consultants, coaches, and institutions to become a strategic partner. This is where you go from being a client to being a banker for your own professional network, which opens up a whole new way to generate revenue.
And the financial incentives are pretty compelling. If you're a partner who delivers one of the online modules, you keep a full 60% of the training fee. And on top of that, you get a 15% commission for every single person you refer to the programs. It's a really direct way to monetize your network and your expertise. Okay, so you've made your deposits, your account is growing. Now for the most important part. What's the return on your investment? Where does all this actually lead? Let's look at a couple of direct examples. So, let's say you accumulate 30 CPD hours in your learning bank. This could be from a mix of past work and maybe a few workshops you did.
Well, that can be redeemed for a globally recognized credential, like becoming a certified SEG consultant from the Global Academy of Finance and Management, or GAF. I mean, that's a qualification that opens doors in one of the fastest-growing fields in the world.
Or how about this? Let's say you've banked just 22 CPD hours, a smaller but still really significant amount from your career history. That unlocks the path to becoming an ISO 17024 compliant impact assessor. A credential like this gives you international credibility to measure and report on project outcomes, a skill that is in super high demand. See, there's no guesswork. It's a direct line from the hours you invest to the honors you achieve.
This redemption catalog really gives you a clear menu of what's possible. Whether you're aiming for a professional certification, an executive diploma, or even an executive master's degree, the pathway is all laid out. It shows you exactly how your banked experience translates into real, tangible, career-advancing outcomes. So we end right back where we started. Your expertise, your experience, it has undeniable value. The only real question left is, what are you going to do with that asset? Are you ready to stop just listing your experience on a resume and start truly investing it in your future?